Hi everyone, Caroline here. Today I want to show you this card I've made. It's a shaker card, and I've used, if you can see the lovely image inside, I've used the Daisy Bee Crafts, and this is a Ron's stamp. If you go to the Daisy Bee Crafts website, and on the right hand side you'll see on stamps, you click on stamps, then you'll see Ron's stamps, and he does all these lovely scenes. I think these are of Haworth in Yorkshire, but this one is called Snowy Scene. I did another one with another one of his scenes, and I did that on craft paper. I'll show you that one, which is lovely to do. I'll just tell you what that one's called. And that one's called Winter Scene Mini. If you're on my group Creative Crafters, you'll see any samples that I've posted. But they do make lovely cards, and with them being quite small, that's the size of them, if you can see that. It's only very small, so you can either do a large card with a scene like I've done, or you can just do a small 5x5 card, or even a 4x4 card, and they do make beautiful little cards. So let's get started. For this shaker card, I got these from Hunkydory, and they have an aperture out, and you get the shaker thing with it as well, you know, that pops in, so that when you do your card, you can glue this. You can just glue that in like that, and it's been made specially for that, which is absolutely perfect for it. Right. Okay. I'm going to, this one I just left a plain white, but this one I'm going to do a stencil to dress the card itself, and for that I'm going to use the Funky Fossil Snowflake stencil. Which is this one, and I will put links in, as I always do, for you. If you like it, you can go and get it. Now I've just put a plain piece of paper in here just to protect the inside, because obviously if you want to put a sentiment inside, then you don't want that getting coloured. Put a bit of paper in there, and I'm going to use a bit of Distress Oxide, tumbled glass, and I'm just going to blend over and do a bit of a random design, because that's what snowflakes are, aren't they? They're just random. Like that, so you can just barely see it. And you can add extra snowflakes in. That's it. Don't forget, you can go to the edge because you've got that paper inside. Just makes a lovely little background. Like that. You see that? It's pretty, isn't it? I love the stencil. Next week you'll be seeing another tutorial I'm doing with this stencil, which is lovely. And I'm not going to go completely in the middle of this, because I want to do that sentiment like I did on this one at the bottom. This is an Inkalicious one, and it's called The Spirit of Christmas. And I'm going to stamp that now. I'm going to get that stamped and done. for this, I'm using VersaFine Clair Twilight. Should we get it the right way up? It's a lovely verse, isn't it? That's it. Stamp that up. I'll do that again. Give it an extra go. That's it. I don't like faded bits. Right, that one's done. Now, as aperture cards go, some you get have actually got a piece inside that folds back on itself. This one hasn't, it's just an ordinary card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an inner piece that I can stamp on and colour. So I'm going to get a piece of card. I'll mark out exactly how big I want it inside. Like that. And then I'll cut that. Easy to do. And that's your piece of card to work on. And that will fit inside there, like that. Now I turn it over, and just with a pencil, just make a very light mark. This can be rubbed out after, and just mark at the sides where your aperture comes to, and that then you know where your image is going inside. And you can pop that to one side now, your card that you've with your aperture, and we can stamp inside. Now, because if you're using alcohol markers, you will be aware that it does come through. And if you do want to use alcohol markers, that's fine, but you will have to put an extra card on top to cover the seepage of that. Okay. The only thing with these stamps is you don't get a top carrier sheet. I do have my own acetate, so I will make an extra one because I do like them enclosed in acetate rather than a single sheet. I know a few companies just do single sheet, but it's not my favourite thing. And pull it down so that where the top is, you know that's going to be your sky area. And down here is going to be where the snow is, okay? Right, that's all lined up. And I'm going to stamp with the VersaFine Clair again, Twilight. Sorry, my fingers are a bit inky today. I've been doing a lot of inking. It's a beautiful scene, this. I love it. Very Christmassy. Just going to do it one more time. There we have it. Let's wipe my stamp. Put my platform down there. It's another dark day, so I've got to have my my ring light on, and so I'm just putting that there so that it doesn't glare at you. Now I'm going to be using my Himi oil pens. I do like these, and of course when you use them they don't go through. So for when I'm doing colouring I'm going to use that. But for now I'm going to do the sky, and for that I'm going to use my landscape mask that I do use a lot of, and you all know that I do use this a lot. So at the top I'm going to use faded jeans, Distress Oxide faded jeans, and of course you can go out of these lines now, it doesn't really matter, but I want to do a bit of a night sky on this one, because I do think the night skies look nice on Christmas. So those are the hills at the back, you can see that. Yep. And I think we'll have one coming down at the back here as well, and for that I'll use my finger dauber. It's just coming down behind the house there. I'm going to extend that house out a little bit with a black pen, because it won't go just quite far enough. So just dab it out where you want to go to. It's fine to do that. Same with this side. If you can see, that's where I put my mark. That'll be in the aperture. So again, I'm just going to take that roof up there and extend that down like that. I'll show you that in the aperture and then you can see what I mean. So you can see that just needs to go out a little bit further. That needs to go up there. And that there. We've got it all inside then. It's fine to add your own little bits. That's it. This here is, I think, is a little telephone box, so I've done that red on my other. I just want to add a little bit of Dusty Concord, because on the winter sky sometimes you just get that little bit of a purple effect, don't you? So I'm just going to add a little bit of Dusty Concord. Just give it that little bit of snowy look. There we are. Blend it in. Okay. So pop that in your aperture and have a look how that looks. She's looking nice. Just showing you a bit of sky at the top. Okay, we'll do a bit of colouring now. So I'm going to use my Himi oil pencils. We've got the trees. Just to colour in. That's it. And then a bit of a darker green. Just for a bit of shading. going to cover these in glitter so that they'll look like they've got snow on them. You know, I love my glitter. If Diane's watching, more glitter. The lovely pencils these to work with. You can get them on the How to Craft network. There's actually, if you're watching this early enough before Black Friday, if you go onto the How to Craft network and click on, scroll down and click on sale, there's loads of things in the sale. And I also believe that on the Create and Craft, they've got Black Friday deals on there as well. So a bit of yellow in the windows because it's night and there's lights on. It just sets your card off. And the church I'm going to do in a grey. And this building again in a grey. I'm just going to rub out those pencil marks. That's it. So it's up to you if you want to do some more colourful card, watercolour it. That'll be beautiful with watercolour. Some watercolour paper and card. This is a darker grey. It's actually a silver, this. In these Himis you get a silver and a gold. And you get a white. Which is very unusual in pencils that you get. Just a bit of shading to give it perspective. Especially under the roofs where it's darker. And under the windows so that you can see the shadow of the ledge. There's some lovely stamps on the Be Crafty site. You can go a bit daft with it, that's for sure. There we are. So that's the building's done. Okay. Right, I'm going to do a red door and a red telephone box. Because in the UK, our telephone boxes are red. And the front door, a red too. See how lovely those pencils have coloured that. Nice, isn't it? Okay, now with my tumbled glass, I'm just going to shade the hills at the top, because obviously you don't have a start line. So just go over the top. That's it. There we are. You see that? And now I'm going to glitter it. So over the edges of the hills where the snow's fallen, a little bit, the odd little line as well. And the top of the church, where the steeple is, where the snow's gathering, and then a bit on the roof. As you can see, I've not put anything else on the roof except for the white card itself, because you don't need it. You really don't need it. The snow has gone right up to the house, bit of a snowdrift. A little bit in the lane, country lane. I'm going to do that door a brown there. I don't know what that is actually. It looks like a big door, but and a little bit around the windows in a brown. Just add a little bit of colour to that. Okay. Bit of Chloe's Diamante Sparkle. You can see that. Lovely, isn't it? I'll just, there's not much of this glitter left, so I'll just pop this back in the jar. Because I want to do the treetops now. So on the treetops, and the trees. Anywhere you think you've missed along the window ledges, top of the porch there, a little bit on the church window, it's literally where snow falls, isn't it? Just finding little places where it, you know, it's got to be. Lovely. I love a Christmassy picture. Now I'll just set that aside for a minute. I'm just going to put a little bit of snow using my Posca pen. A little bit of snow in the sky as well. Don't need much because you can't see much of that sky in there, so that should be enough. A bit over this hill. That's it. So I'll just set that aside to dry, and I'm going to glue the plastic shaker card thing to go in there, And for this, I'm going to use some pin flare glue. The Coral, or I use pin flare, either of them, they're both good. And I'm just going around the edge. So it glues it so that when you put your sequins or whatever you put it inside, your glitter or whatever you want to put in, doesn't leak out. This sets really well. When you get a shape like this, it's hard to go around it with red tape, but I will be using red tape on the back, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So that's going to go in there now. Pop that down and set it. You get a little bit of seepage, just get your cloth and wipe. So now on this side, you can see where the glue is setting on that side, and it does really take overnight to dry. I've got my red tape, and I'm just going to cut some bits from the side and a bit of each at the top. So that's down there, and that seals it in nicely at the side. Oh, it is so sticky, this stuff. Sorry about that. It's not the easiest stuff to work with. Put that on there. Make sure that goes in. And then put that down there. Like I say, this does really need overnight to dry, but we're getting this done now. A little bit across the top. There. Then we'll take the red bit off. And then again with your clear glue, you're going around that outer edge. Don't worry about where you've done your red tape, just the places that you need it. Put my lid on that. And then with normal glue, go along your card. So because the image that you've done, that's going to stick on there, and that needs some glue on. So that's all glued as well. And pop in your, I use an anti-static bag just inside there. I should have done that first, back to front. And going to pop any sequins from anywhere that you can get them. I've got some like holographic ones. I don't want those black bits in. I don't know where they've come from. And some silvery ones. And I have these glitter jewels as well from Cosmic Shimmer. And I like those as well. You don't need a lot of sequins and shaker stuff inside. And then we're going to pop our image down. Like that. Make sure it's in line and doesn't go over the edge. Just take your time with it. Put that over. If you have a spare piece of card, then you're not rubbing along here where you've stenciled. Press it down nice and tight. And don't forget to before you start, to stamp inside. This one I'm going to do as a special one for a family member, so that I will be printing something in there with a nice sentiment in. And rather than me put the normal Merry Christmas, which you can do up there, you can put a little sentiment at the top there, but I'm going to put the family name up there on this card. And I also stamped the back of my card. See? Nice little shaker card. And it's got the glitter on the back. I've stamped the back, and if you can see this little Bambi, this is from Stamptageous. In the Christmas range, the Stamptageous Christmas range. I think they've got these on the How to Craft network at the moment. If not, join the Stamptageous group, and she has last year's and this year's Christmas stamps that I think she's doing it at bargain price. So he's in there. It says Magical Wonderland, and this is magical. It's a unicorn, so nice for doing for children too. But they're nice to dress the back of your card. I always like to do the back of my cards. Let me just wipe my fingers. And what I also like to do is I like to dress my envelopes as well. This is a stamp I got from Hobbycraft, and I've added some gems on it. Can you see? Which is nice. I'm going to get that in the post. It's lovely, isn't it? And if you're going to send something like this larger letter, which is going to cost more, you might as well dress up your envelope. That's my view on it anyway. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe and share. I do appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.